Welcome back to Hot Pools, guys, where we do discuss Pokemon TCG products and our thoughts on the market and where we think things are going. So today we're going to be discussing the idea: has Prismatic Evolutions topped? Um, is now the right time to buy Prismatic Evolutions? So that does sound good to you. So join me and Ray as we do discuss our thoughts and what we think is going to happen in the market over the coming months. So to start off, obviously we do have a giveaway in our video yesterday, so do check out the video. Yeah, please do watch the video. Let us know your thoughts and any sort of improvements. It's a new channel. We want to try and get daily updates and videos for you guys. We'll be looking to sort of move the backdrops in my bedroom at the moment, so we're looking to get a sort of a more professional setting at some point soon. But yeah, so keep us posted with your thoughts, guys. Be much appreciated. Okay, so moving on to the video. So has Prismatic topped? I'm going to go through also my sort of thoughts on certain products, what my plans are, um, and yeah, there'll be a mention at the end as well as for some um, to sort of wrap things up and something not quite sort of discussed in the in the community. Oh, excuse me. I was up late last night watching the England game, about 2 hours of sleep, so do excuse me, I do take a water break or hydration break throughout the video. Okay, so Prismatic Evolutions. So hands down, one of the best sets of the I'd say bar team up, easy the last decade. The hype around it and the release was it last January. Honestly, time flies. It's been insane. The reception was really good. I think initially the crowns put people off a little bit, but it didn't stop people purchasing, streaming, whatnot. YouTube, eBay has just been sort of record off the scales. And again, you can see why. I mean, the artwork's beautiful. And like I said in the previous video, I think with the evolutions and EVs in general, they're just going to release. We've got the 10th anniversary coming up. They're going to probably release an evolution in that particular era. The 10th is obviously a big deal, so I think they're going to have a few hidden surprises. But I think a new evolution is going to be sort of popping up. I didn't think they did one in the 9th era, in Scarlet and Violet. So I think this era we're going to see a new evolution. But again, my point is it's going to bring people back to the evolution sets. So the Evolving Skies, I think that's going to really kick off the Evolving Skies pump, the next big pump. And of course, Prismatic Evolutions. There was no booster boxes with Prismatic Evolutions. So you're forced to buy the ETBs, the SPCs, UPCs, up your RCs. So there's so many great products you can get. Again, I'll go through all that, but I just wanted to show you again just the top chases. Umbreon alone, $1,500 at the moment. A lot of them are creeping into that 300 range. So you've got Umbreon, Sylveon, Leafeon, Espeon, Glaceon, Vaporeon. But I do think again the Jolteon again I think is undervalued. I think it's a fantastic looking artwork. And again, I think as more people get into the hobby in the future, they'll just keep coming back to the evolutions. And I think that's why Pokemon did release this particular set. After sort of the 151, I think it was the year before. The hype around the set was insane, and again, it's had so many reprints, and yeah, obviously it's caused price to dump and dip, but it's just come back stronger every time, and I think we're hitting the end of that. It'll be 2 years and sort of six months. And with all the concentration for the 30th anniversary, we're seeing dips at the moment on Prismatic. So personally, I do think it's an insane time to buy again. I think Poker Blast, such a good channel. Been watching him for the last few years. He talks about Prismatic so much, and every time he talks about it, I just jump up and agree. It's one of those sets where people may get bored of talking about it, but again, for people like diamond hands like me, like Chuck and others like us, it's an opportunity to get in. So yeah, so I'll go through a few sets now. But again, just look at the grandeur and the beauty of these cards. Again, the Dragapult, Umbreon Master Ball, and again, you've got, it's not just the SIRs, you've got Master Balls, God Packs, Demigod Packs. I mean, for Stream alone, the appeals there, the designs of the SPCs and the products alone are insane. The promos are great. I can't really talk much downside about this product. The only negative is they printed so much of it, but I think that's not a bad thing, to be fair, as well, because people got their hands on the product. Sub $100 for a small period of time, so there's no excuse not to load this up for cheap. When it was like £80 in the UK, I was getting 10, 20 at a time. I've got well over 100, which I'll just keep, aside. I won't be bothering sort of load up on that, and I think Ray here would agree with that. It's just an insane set. I think he's a bit gutted he wasn't in the set, but he's an evolving Scribe, so yeah, he's got an EV set already. But yeah, insane set. Right, enough of me saying that. Let's move on. So first product I'll be looking at. Again, not talked about a lot, but I think it's the figure sort of collection. So again, with this set, is it 9 packs? So 11 packs you get, right. So you get 11 packs, 2 insane figurines. The promos are really cool. So you've got the Espion, Umbreon promos, and yeah, they're creeping up in price. Really creeping up in price. I'll check those in a minute, actually. Because I think with the promos alone, I think are so important when it comes to any sort of sealed product. They do really help hold the value. Going back to the tag team era when you had the Espion Darkrai team up sort of promo, and again that sealed is going for over £1,000. The team up alone is an insane set. It was underprinted, so it's going to do well long term regardless. But the popularity of Prismatic, along with the ripping shippers, streamers, everyone wants to rip to get these god packs. The value inside is insane. I think a PSA 10 Umbreon sold the other day for over $7,000. So if you're lucky enough to get that, you're making an insane amount of money, and it's such a beautiful card to look at. Yeah, so price wise, again, we took that pump to 264 in the last 3 months. Still holding. Again, it was 184 back in April, and it's holding ground at 241. So it's about a 10% dip. Unless they print this heavy, I don't think they have reprinted it, but I see this just holding steady. You get about 5 to 10 sales a day, which is pretty insane. But again, I think a couple of years this will be a £500 dollar figure collection box, and I think 5-10 years, 1,000 plus. No brainer. I'll look at the promos quickly. So you've got the Umbreon promo. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so again, since the inception, we get ridiculous price jump there, but I don't know who ever bought there. Not many, I don't think. But again, we then got the realistic sort of start value at 22.77, so we've nearly doubled up already in that sort of 6-month period. We go 6 months, a bit more realistic. Yeah, again, we had over 2,000 sales so far. We've got about a 40% increase in price. And I think this will just continue. I think this will be 100 in a couple of years, as long as they don't reprint it. But the PSA 10s are going for, I think, 150 to 200 on the Umbreon alone. So my point is, the value is in the set, in the figure collection, sorry. And then you've got the Espion here, less valued, but again, it's only going one way. The 6 month from 12 up to 26, it's already doubled in price. 253 are sold. It's a cheaper card, so that's why it probably has sold a bit more. But again, there's no reason it shouldn't be hitting 50 in a couple of years. Beautiful cards, and I think the new generation with an update, or sorry, a new sort of evolution. Again, we're still missing Poison, Steel, Dragon. They'll probably save the Dragon for many years down the line, but Rock type, Yeah, rock type. There's a lot of evolution still missing, but whenever they bring one out, there's a lot of hype. It's going to reignite the EV sets. And so moving on, so prismatic ETBs, this was always coming. So again, we had that peak at 200 a few weeks back. We've dropped nearly 20% to 175. But again, we're still selling 40 plus a day. Some days 150. The popularity is still there, but again, it's natural. People chase pumps, so when you see sort of that downturn, you get a bit of fear installed in people. So when you see that sort of 20% dump, people are like, oh, so they're waiting for the new best shiny thing. At the moment, we all know what the new shiny thing is, 30th anniversary. So people are saving up for that, which yeah, there's obviously liquidity sort of pending to go into that set, which is completely understandable. Again, I'm doing the same. But I think while we are getting these dips on these incredible sets, I am loading up on certain products. So yeah, I'm loading up on the ETBs. I'm also touching the Pokemon Center ETBs, but not. I'd say in terms of ratio, I'd say it's about 5 to 1. So every 5 of the normal ETBs I get one Pokemon Center. Reason being, I'd already purchased. I've got about 30 Pokemon Center ETBs sat there, sort of in storage. Purchased, back when I first released it for like 130, 140. So it makes sense for me to sort of ladder down into the normal sort of ETBs. Just because again, you got the promo inside, you got 9 packs. It's just an insane set. Dare I say any more about the ETBs? Moving on, so a product I think is underrated is the poster collection. It's got a great display piece. We've got the 3 sort of OG evolutions in there. So you got Jolteon, Flareon, and Vaporeon. Again, beautiful looking cards, super cheap as well. I think they will also go up in value. 3 packs, and I think packs go for about $13 at the moment. So you're getting I think good value inside. I mean that alone's about 39 plus the promos, plus the poster, display piece for those streamers and collectors alike. So I think cheap box. I'm picking up about 10 of these on the dips. Again, we're still getting good sales, getting about 10 a day at the moment. Get a few buyouts, 65 on end of May. Not dipping much. Went from 42 down to 40. 5% drop. It just shows the strength of this, and I think people are starting to sort of catch up on the good products within good sets. Yeah, this being one of them. So I've discussed this one before. So the SPC. Excuse me. God, lack of sleep's killing me. But if you're an England fan, it was an insane game. Yeah, insane game. I went to the pub to watch it with a few mates. Yeah, the delay to 2 a.m. Again, ranting here, apologies. 2 a.m. delayed. Well worth the watch. I mean, those sort of games, they're the ones we love to watch. So yeah, bring on Norway in a few days, and we'll see if we can make the semis. Okay. Oh yeah, beautiful stadium as well. Yeah. Shout out to the stadium. Right, moving on. You didn't want to listen to me talk about football. It's back to Prismatic. So the SPCs. Again, I've gone through this in previous videos. I think Rudy's also touched base on this, and couldn't agree more with him. And I think Chuck's probably mentioned these in the past. A Poker Chuck. Again, shout out. There's a few really good YouTubers out there. So do check out their channels. Yeah, so Prismatic Evolutions, SPCs, again, display piece, look at that alone, looks insane. You've got, I think, 15 packs in it, yes. Deck box, fuzzy playmat, sleeves, what hasn't it got? It's an insane display piece, and we're seeing a dip. So we're being graced by the poker gods with dips on this particular product. Again, I'll be trying to load up on a few of these. They're a bit more expensive out of the prismatic products, but Yeah, absolute no-brainer. Ideally, I would like to come. We're at 300 now. If we can try and come down a bit more to sort of the 280 region, but I'm not going to be fussy unless they do. They've already reprinted this. I don't know if we'll get many other reprints while they focus on the, the Darkrai set out. I think this Friday. So I'll do an opening for that. Really excited for that. You've also got you've got the Rayquaza set coming out, the Lucario set coming out. 30th anniversary. They've got so much product to print. So that's what I was saying, like the video yesterday as well. There's so many good products that are cheap because the attention's been drawn away from that. People want the new shiny thing. They're saving up for these other products coming out. Rightly so, they're insane products. Um, but I think people realise how much money's in Pokemon and waiting to be put into it, and they're going to be looking at your good sets, Prismatic, Ascended Heroes, Celebrations. The Rayquaza set is going to be because people will think Rayquaza, Evolving Skies. Look what that done. It is gonna do well, but the dynamic is slightly different now compared to then. There's more people involved. The printing's ramped up, so I think it'll take longer to do what Evolving Skies did. But nonetheless, we'll do reviews when it comes around, and we'll do rips as well. If you guys want to see more rips within these sort of videos, I'll happy to do those. We do Chili with my mate. Again, we both got pussy mouths. Quite funny to watch and kills us to do them, but yeah, I love doing them. So we sort of rip Pokemon packs while eating world hot chilies. Like at one point soon, we'll do the Carolina Reaper. So if you want to see that, drop a like, drop a comment on the video. Do sub as well, guys, please. It really does encourage us to keep making daily videos for you. So I do hope you find the value as well. I've been in Pokemon for about 20 plus years, and yeah, I want to sort of share my thoughts sort of going forwards. So I think it's a good time to do that. I've got friends with kids who are into Pokemon, and they will become our age and, 20, 30 plus of their own income. They'll be buying these sort of products. And I think we're lucky to be in a time where they are releasing such good products. Some eras they just had dog shit products. You know, Steam Siege, for example. What's that Pikachu set back in early Sword and Shield? Yeah, not dog shit, but nothing compared to now. Just a quick look. Yeah, Vivid Voltage, Ride Champions Path, Dark Space, 3 crap sets in a row, and then thank God they pulled out the bag. The last few sets, Crown Zenith, Astral, Brilliant, Fusion, Evolving Sky, they were insane sets. I'm so grateful that they brought those out. But even before that, Cosmic, the end of the eras tend to be when they start to ramp up the yeah, well, push X Y to the side, but Evolution's insane set, Generations insane, Roaring Skies great set, Black and White, Plasma, yeah, I'll go through it again. We'll do in later videos. It's a Prismatic video today, but point is we're in an era where they're just ramping out some insane sets, specialty sets, Team Rocket set. Again, I can't talk highly enough of that. Yeah, so SBC is great display piece, lots of products. The promo is really cool with the Fruit Eevee sort of lying down, happy as Larry. So yeah, I'll be skipping a few of these on the dips. Next, you knew it was coming, booster bundles. So yeah, with these particular sort of smaller products, easy to store. There you go. Nice bundle of 6 packs. Yeah, really good for streams, with friends, opening up, trying to get those God packs. And right now, guys, we're seeing a good 20% discount. So why wouldn't you pick a few of these up? I buy loose bundles. You can get the display cases, but I just don't see the premiums worth it for me. So I like to get the loose bundles. I'll just chuck like £70 here and there. I think, well, less than that now, about 60. Yeah, insane discount right now. Again, on release 58, it's about 30% above MSRP. Yeah, I'm skipping these up. Again, these will follow the path of 151. I think they're about $180 at the moment. So again, this should double, sorry, at least in the next 2-3 years. Once we've got past the 2 year point of printing, the focus is now on other newer sets. So I think as more time goes past without a reprint, the more confident people got in the fact there'll be no more reprints, and they will just then unleash liquidity into these sets and products. Okay, so that's the products I've been looking at. Again, the ETBs, SPCs, bundles, and the figure collections as well. So a few singles again, just to go through. So you've got obviously the reason that the set is so valuable is you've got cards like this and there, insane artwork. The Moonbrians, the name again. When cards have got nicknames, the values tend to hold and exceeds. You've got the Bubble Mew, for example, from Paldean Fates. I remember Paldean Fates were like 30 quid a pound a box in ETB and Argos for so long. You could have easily bought hundreds plus, and now they're going for like 350, 400. And I think the Bubble Mew is a big factor for that. And same with the Umbreon again. Initially wasn't received well because of the dual crown, but now again, I mean, look at it in the year from 800s up to 1,000 already. The PSA 10s are going for like $6,000-7,000, probably more than that. And then you've got obviously the Espion. How can you not like that card? Do you know what I mean? It's a beautiful card. Sort of looking up at the crown. Yeah, in terms of value, again, this one, yeah, more of a an increase than the Umbreon, but again, it's a cheaper card, so there's more people available to buy it at that price. Take that into account as well when you've got cards that are quite expensive. The buying pool is so much less or smaller, so they're not going to sell as quick. So you're going to see those big sort of jumps. So yeah, I'm looking for those sort of cheaper. Again, I might load up on a couple of Espions if I do see a few minty ones at card shows, and yeah, I might pick up a few to grade. But for now, yeah, I'll keep an eye on this one for now. I won't just rush into this at all. I'm looking more at the sealed products, which I think it's got more value in it personally. But just to show you when the singles start to go up, the sealed starts to follow. As long as we get no reprints, that is when it'll be an exponential sort of push. And again, when the 30th anniversaries come out, like I said before, we get that first sort of the new generation out. I think early next year. I think when the first set comes out for that new era, people tend to then try and get used to the new Pokemon again. It takes a few months to sort that out. So people, I think, will revisit the older sets that are good. So Prismatic Ascended, Destined Rivals, Black and White, Black Bolt, White Flare. I think they will also start picking up. So I'm gonna go do a video on that. So my top 10 sets to pick up during the crash, which I expect. There won't be a crash in my opinion to come. I think it'll just be a pullback. Again, I do trade in myself, so these terms, I'll try and explain them. So you get consolidation before breakouts, you get pullbacks. I don't think Pokemon is too big to have that big crash like in the past. And you've got obviously the Leafeon EX, another favourite of mine. Again, huge pumps. Again, in the last year, there's more sales, there's more buyers in the pool to buy because it's cheaper. But 217 up to 331. I pulled this one myself. This image doesn't do it justice. The shine in it's insane. Beautiful card, beautiful card. And yeah, if you're interested, I will rip some Prismatic Evolutions on. I'll do streams in the future as well. When the channel gets bigger. So again, please do subscribe. To show you're liking the content. And yeah, drop any ideas, any videos you want me to go through, and I'll try and cover that. So what I'll do to finish up is I'll just go through just a few, well, just to show you with the top chase, because the top chase sales will, when they start to increase, you then start to see the sealed increase, because people will want to chase these insane sets. So yeah, my apologies. They're selling for a lot more than, so about $7,500-8,000. So again, we had a sale here. It was back in May, so again a few months ago. We'll look at some more recent ones. So again, 6 grand, 16th of June, 6 grand, near enough 6 grand, 5.8, 5.7, 5.7, 5.7, 5.7, Yeah, different cards, but you can sort of see, the value started to creep up, 5.4. But this will be a £10,000, so $13,000-14,000 card in a few years, and that is just going to take up the seal product because people want to chase these high end. And it goes for the other PSA 10 seal products. Again, you've got the let's have a look. So the next best in class of the Espion. Yeah, again, not as expensive, obviously, but again, you're looking at grand, 12, 13. These will be two in a few years. You know what I mean? And it's just going to carry up the value. Ah, yes. There we go. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, I forgot about these. So the surprise box promos. Again, I think you get one promo per surprise box. They were quite cheap, but I think they've picked up now. People realise with these particular cards. But yeah, I think there's 9 in total. I think you can pick up. But yeah, ridiculously cool looking cards. You've got the stamp on as well, which people like. So I think you do get these same cards in the boxes, but with the stamps as well on top. It's that added sort of uniqueness. And again, the goal is to get all of these sequential 10s would be ridiculous. Not sure if we've seen one yet, but I like sequential 10 sort of sets, collections. I do have a Mega Evolution sequential set of the Bulbasaur, Ivysaur and Venusaur, which are really cool. Yeah, I'll share, if you're interested, I'll share a few bits of my collection. Again, it's 20 plus years of collecting, and yeah, really cool. Really good time to be in Pokemon. So again, if you are interested in Pokemon investing, sort of tips in my opinion, again, do subscribe to the channel, guys. Yeah, because I do want to start making daily videos, and again, I've got a lot of things planned. Again, more chili contests, my friends, and maybe collabs in the future if other people want to be interested in doing that. Yeah, really good time to be again. Yeah, so going back to so I've got that in a PSA 10, Ivysaur and Bulbasaur, stunning artwork, and you'll find this throughout the entire Mega Evolution era. Even Scarlet and Violet, the Hero Destined Rivals, absolutely adore the Garchomp. I prefer the Garchomp to the Mewtwo, and you got the Misty side up, and you got what I do like as well, which they do, which Pokemon try and do is they try and like. So you get cards that sort of sync together, and you see that in a few different sets, so it makes the two sets more valuable because people want to try and get that sort of matching pair, which I do also love. And yeah, again, I'm going to do another video on Ascended at some point. We're starting to see a bit of a drawback while the attention is being put onto 30th anniversary. Basically, 30th anniversary is drawn out liquidity. You've got liquidity sat there, you've got liquidity waiting to be put into this sort of new sets, which I think released in September. So I think we're going to see more of a drawdown. We're going to find better discounts, which again I'll go through all my sort of top picks. And yeah, if that sounds good to you guys, yeah, please do sub, like, comment, share your face. Again, we're doing giveaways for those who do support us. Big giveaways as well. But if that sounds good, so yeah, take care, guys. Have a good rest of your week. I'm off to get some sleep to catch up from last night, but come on, England, and I'll see you in the next one.